Okay, great. Thank you for everyone joining at our weekly block chat. It's good seeing everyone. Excited about the speaker that we have here today. In fact, I'm excited about all of the speakers that we have, really about this pushing information out to residents and block clubs. With that being said, I want to say good afternoon to Debbie, who is the president of the Board of Block Clubs. Great partner indeed. A lot of great things happening with block clubs. David and I have been in constant contact. She has me on the back dial, talking about the issues that are happening with residents in the community. We both know that springtime is coming up, and that means there's going to be a lot of activity that's going to be happening in the community, whether it be cleaning up or whether it be just more eyes on the streets. And so we're going to make sure that we're a little more diligent and being, wearing this moniker of being the city of good neighbors, that cuts so many different ways, right? And I think I'm going to make a earnest attempt that when we see people to say hi, good morning, good afternoon, let's be able to speak, wave, give somebody a thumbs up, give them like, the wink and the nod. I think those are things. I think I know what you know what? I think we're going to do that. We're going to create these gestures of affirmation, right? We do this, I love you, and we do the. I think that's what we're going to start doing. And I think coming through the pandemic and all of the challenges that we have, I think it's incumbent upon us to be creative in how we gesture to each other. Again, the wink and the nod or something like that. I think it's just a whole bunch of goodness happening here too. And you know what? And if you feel like you want to use some words of affirmation, I think you should do that as well. So we're going to go ahead and start. And I want to, if people don't know what today is, right? If you look at the date, I see you, Linda. If you look at today's date, what is today's date? Today's date is 311. It is March the 11th. So you know what? Happy 311 day. And I can't say enough for the staff that works here, for folks who are in the Division of Citizen Services, the call takers who take the calls, and really the staff. And so a big, big congratulations goes to all of the call takers who take this call. It is not an easy job. It really isn't. But it is a job that they take, to heart. We're always looking to try to help, so we take calls, and we've taken quite a bit, you know, um, to date, we've taken, more calls than we've ever taken, this summer. I mean this year, and then moving forward in terms of that. So the mayor's going to make an announcement a little later on in terms of the total amount of calls that we've taken. So I just want to say congratulations and thank you to all of our 311 call takers. If you're going to be calling 311, I know sometimes people really they have an issue and they're a little hot and they're like, oh, whatever. But you know what? Do me a favor if you can just take time out and just say, hey, thank you, to the 311 operators. It goes a long way because they take hundreds of calls every day, and their job is to make sure that we are making those calls actionable. And so again, I just want to say thank you to the operators. 311 day, even if you want to call us, say thank you today. I think that'll be great. Um, as we move on, I do have a quick little assignment. If you can put in, to the chat, what do you think this year was our highest call that we took, in terms of types of calls? And it can be a pothole, it can be snow, it can be parking issues, it can be a police related issue. What do you think is our number one, call that people have called about? And you can put it into the chat. I just want to see what you got here. And so again, housing, totes, police, any kind of call you think. I just want to see as we I see some people, oh, snow is pretty. Listen, snow is pretty it's pretty popular here. I'm looking at this, So our number one, look at that, you know. Uh-oh, got illegal dumping here, user fee, 311 totes, right? Okay. So drum roll, our number one call that people are calling about, or issues that they're calling about, our number one is housing violations. No one had that. But number two, congratulations, Linda, is totes replacements. So Linda was on top of it. And then we got police related issues, parking, rodents, then potholes, and then maybe large trash and recycling. And so, listen, uh, that's our call volume. That I can get lost in the numbers. And again, I just want to say thank you to everyone. I'm going to turn it over to Nicole. Hey, Nicole.
Hi, everybody. Happy Friday. So, our announcements are going to look a little different today, but I'm going to run through them. We have a fabulous speaker coming on today with a lot of information that she would like to share with you guys. And I just, of course, like I just mentioned, want to say thank you to other 311 call operators. We could not take care of this city without you guys. So, on to the next slide. So as always, just remind you guys about city events. So the Summer Youth Internship and Employment Program for city youth ages 14 through 21, you can sign up at our city website. Completed applications are due by Friday, April 15th this year. So this is a chance for students to earn money, gain meaningful work experience, interact with working professionals, and much, much more. So again, applications are due by Friday, April 15th, and you can find out more about what's needed on our city website. We are having sub-TED trainings coming up. So this is crime prevention through environmental design. There is a flyer that will be coming out on our website online as well as on our social media. And the instructor will be Mr. Dixon. Courses will be added, but as of right now, we are hosting at March 23rd through 25th, April 13th through 15th, and May 4th through 6th. The times on these dates will be from 6 to 8:30, and the locations will be announced. The flyer will have a QR code for registration, or you can send an email to rdixon@buffalony.gov. So the waste drop-off locations, in case anybody needs them, there is different locations for both electronic waste, refuse disposal, and yard waste. So these are the various locations that you are able to use, and no material other than what is listed is accepted at each location. And this will be posted online as well. The bulk trash collection for spring is out now. Again, we just remind everybody to place the bulk trash out on the Sunday listed for the district, and it'll start in April. So the first district coming up is the Ellicott district, and the start date is on April 10th. Again, it lets you know what bulk trash is limited to, and please follow all parking regulations during your bulk trash week as well. There is a food store license renewal community meeting. This is Thursday, March 10th and Wednesday, March 16th at the Kensington Bailey Neighborhood Housing Services. And you need to register by calling the University District Office as well. The Board of Block Clubs is having their general meeting Thursday, March 21st, 6:30 at the Old First Ward Community Center at 62 Republic Street. They are going to have a guest speaker, Erie County Clerk Mickey Kearns, and City of Buffalo's Comptroller Carol Burns as well. Again, the Buffalo Board of Block Clubs does have a Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and you can follow them at BOBC Buffalo, as well as email them at bobcbuffalo@gmail.com for more information. Independent Health Foundations is having a free community health event. So there'll be free fruits, veggies, screenings, and more while supplies last. This is happening Thursday, March 10th, 2022, actually just happened. And so they are doing a lot of other initiatives actually during this season. So there will be more community health events with these same things. So prizes, giveaways, free fruits and veggies, and health screenings as well. So when the rest of the dates are released, I will be putting them out on our social media. A Salute to Women Lunchtime movie series. So this is happening this month. Started March 10th, and it'll be going obviously till March 31st. They're all at 12 noon at the Frank E. Merriweather Branch Library on Jefferson Avenue. Spring service days. There are a few days for spring service hosted at different trails, gardens, and parks. You can nominate a project. So if you have an idea for a project in the community and need extra hands or tools, you can nominate a project to work with at the Tool Library. And if you would like to volunteer as well, you can volunteer at the and find out more about applying at thetoolllibrary.org. There is a scholarship workshop and more. The Women's History Month Workshop Saturday series. So this is all ages, high school students and parents. This gives out free resources to help them get ready for success and focuses on essay writing, dressing for success, social media etiquette, resume writing, and more. And with various partners are partnering to make this an initiative that works. And so there will also be different interviews, and this is presented by the Hispanic Heritage WNY.org. And you can contact them for more information at the number provided on screen or email them as well. Northland Summer Youth Academy is in partnership with Mayor Brian Brown's Summer Youth Program, and they will offer a fully paid 6-week immersion experience into high-tech careers in advanced manufacturing and energy. So this program begins July 11th, runs to August 19th, and it's from 9 to 1 a.m. And it is a paid training as well. So there are various benefits to enroll in this program, of course, and you can apply at northlandwtc.org or call for more information. Habitat for Humanity Buffalo has a repair program. So this is Keep Your Home and Family Safe. Offers low-cost home repairs. And so you can apply for these by using that QR code or visiting habitatbuffalo.org. And you do have just a few requirements that have to be met in order to take advantage of this repair program. Free tax preparation and assistance. You can call 211 for an appointment. It happens at Northwest Buffalo Community Center. Volunteers are trained, certified, ready to help. You can apply online as well at freetaxbuffalo.com and find out more information there. The Buffalo NAACP Health Committee is having mental health across the lifespan in COVID-19. This is March 15th. It runs from 6 to 7:30 p.m. And it has various speakers on the program that are included. And so if you would like to find out more or to register, you can email health@buffalonAACP.org. Community Music School is having a summer of camps. There are various camps running throughout the entire summer for students of all ages. They are filling up very quickly, so you can call for information and pricing or visit their website at communitymusicbuffalo.org. And if you are looking to volunteer, you can be a part of the community and join the Good Neighbors Network. If you want to find out more about this information, you could contact the Save Our Streets coordinator, Michael Smith, at mtasmith@buffalony.gov, or you can call 311. You can also use the QR code to apply to volunteer, and this flyer is already listed on our website as well. And I am going to turn it back over to Oz to introduce our speaker.
Great, thank you, Nicole. I wanted to, before I brought on our speaker, yesterday we had a great meeting. We had a stakeholders meeting. Many of you know that the city received American Rescue dollars, and actually these dollars were spread across different cities and municipalities all across the United States. And Buffalo received a little more than $300 million. One, this was to help cities that experienced some challenging times during the pandemic, and also to make some strategic investments. We understand the pandemic had cities challenged in different areas. what the mayor and team of administrators and commissioners and directors did and worked with the common council members is to come up with a plan, and come up with a plan that looked at um, the challenging issues of poverty. I particularly wanted to make sure that we were looking at issues as it concerns with the social determinants of health, and also those areas that have not experienced or have been challenged just because of an address or a location. And we put together many different initiatives, and you're going to be hearing that. We're going to be having an amnesty program regarding water and user fee bill. We're going to be doing some things regarding wraparound services, looking at ways that we can enhance the programs that are over at the Northland corridor. But one of the initiatives that I've been asked, or this office has been asked to do, is to stand up something called the Buffalo Cleanup Corps. And what we hope to do is to be looking to hire teams of individuals, at least 5 teams, to go into the community and be good environmental stewards, but also to help organizations and block clubs, not only just to do cleanups, provide public information, community garden maintenance, public maintenance and care, and a host of other different things. We're working with a national organization called the Conservation Corps that's going to be doing a feasibility study in terms of how we put this together. We hope to hire individuals from the community, people who are reflective of the people that we are serving, and we hope to hire supervisors. Many of you have a favorable, response to the mayor's impact team. This will be something very akin to that. We know that we're moving into, and I listen, the 311, our call volume is popping up because there's illegal dumping that's going around. There's a whole host of different things. And so we hope to complement a lot of what the city is doing. And so I just wanted to share that with you. It was a great meeting yesterday. We invited stakeholders. We're going to have other meetings regarding that. Thank you for those who attend. If those who want more information, please just put your name and information in the chat. And hopefully, again, we're going to move to get this thing on the go. Part of this is a core. We want to make sure that once we identify individuals, there's a workforce development investment aspect to this, is to provide services for those people too. So just wanted to share that with you. I'm excited about that, and because I'm a part of it, you all are going to be a part of that, and we're going to make things happen. So I am now going to introduce a colleague and a friend, somebody that I know is the right person for the job and really puts an emphasis. The mayor has put her in a position not only to look at business development, but long range and short term strategic development in terms of planning and also development. So Lisa Hicks comes with a wealth of experience. The fact that she's in the room looking at and making sure that the issue of equity and also development plays a strong role is really, I'm just great to make sure that we have her. So Lisa, I'm going to turn it over to you. Thank you for coming to speak with us. Can we hear her?
He looks like he's muted.
Lisa? Okay, we can't hear you, Lisa. Oh, she's doing something. It's okay.
As you can actually unmute her, all I can do is request for her to unmute, but as host, you can unmute.
I don't even see her.
She's third down under Division of Citizen Services.
Okay. So on my, she is showing up as a silhouette.
Got it. I'm so sorry, everybody. And I didn't mean to put myself in the corner of the screen here, so I apologize.
It's good. It's the first time I've seen somebody do that. So
I don't
That is
even
pretty
know
cool.
how I did it. I have no idea how I did it, but I don't know how to get myself off, and it's throwing me off a little bit, but I apologize. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Lisa Hicks. I'm the Director of Development in the Mayor's Office of Strategic Planning. I'm really happy to be here. And Nicole, thank you for sharing all that stuff. A lot of it I didn't know, and actually I'd like to share some of it out on our platforms as well, just to get more information out to the community. So I was asked to come in and talk to you today about my division and what we do. So I just wanted to give a brief overview of how our division is kind of structured. So the Mayor's Office of Strategic Planning is Brendan Mahaffey, who's the Executive Director. He leads our team. So it's myself, Hope Young-Watkins, who's the Director of Real Estate, and then Crystal Middleton, who is the Director of Planning. And there's actually a couple people from Crystal's team who are on this call as well, who I'll introduce as well toward the end of my presentation. So then for my team, the development team, we have Alex Carducci, Kathy Peterson, and Trevor Griffiths. Kathy is the property manager for the Broadway Market. So our team works really closely on all things Broadway Market, and I'll tell you a little bit more of some of the exciting stuff we're working on with that. And then Trevor and Alex are a huge support to all the different economic development and commercial development initiatives that we work on. So the objectives of our team, we really look at, job creation through fostering a wonderful business environment in the city of Buffalo. And I will say that doing this, we work really closely with the Beverly Gray Business Exchange, and they've rebranded. They're actually now the Exchange at Beverly Gray. I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about what they do there. We also coordinate all types of economic development activities. We work again with small businesses, and then we work really closely with planning and real estate with respect to city-owned assets and kind of making plans to see how we're going to complete development within the city. So some of our current activities, I actually spoke to you guys, I think maybe a year ago, and I was telling you about a micro enterprise grant program that was launched over a year ago now. And that was a program where we're offering $10,000 grants to micro enterprises between 1 and 5 employees. That program has now been closed, and we're just closing it out and kind of issuing any final grants to the recipients, small businesses in the city. After the micro enterprise grant program, we initiated a small business grant program. So this was for small businesses. It could be micro as well, but we kind of expanded it a little bit to include businesses that had more than 5 employees, essentially. And we upped the amount that we were offering, which was $25,000. That's also been closed. Last month it ended, but we still have some grants in the pipeline. So we're just working on closing that out and reporting and following up with the businesses that received funding before to see what their plans are for restructuring their businesses and to keep things going. We initiated a broadband study last year as well. We're at the tail end of it. We're about to release it. We just have one final review with Mayor Brown, and then we'll be looking at putting that out to the public. There's a number of recommendations that came out of that study with respect to broadband. We're excited to share it with you, but I'll wait to share some of those recommendations once the report is actually released. The same for our municipal resiliency study. So this study that we commissioned with a consultant really looked at land use planning and also just looking at the fiscal impact of development projects. A lot of development projects, when we tried to incentivize development in previous years, over the last 10 years or so, they received these certain tax incentives that doesn't always produce a strong benefit to the city because we're not receiving as much revenue into the city that we can put back into the city through services and other things. So we've been looking at, what the impact has been over the last 10 years. And we have some recommendations that we're going to release as well so that going forward, we can make more strategic decisions about which projects are incentivized and what the actual benefit will be to the city over, 10 to 12 years, which is usually around the time that the incentive burns off. Buffalo Business Forward. So we have a bulletin that we circulate to, I think we're up to about 500 businesses in the city. This is just a resource, and it started as the Reopen Buffalo Bulletin during the pandemic. We rebranded it to Buffalo Business Forward now that it appears that the pandemic is slightly coming to an end, and we want to stay engaged with businesses. It was very successful in being able to push information out to businesses on resources that are available and different changes to the laws around COVID. So we're using this now to be able to communicate with our small businesses and just let them know what's going on. Trevor Griffiths on our team has been tracking all the development activities. It actually goes back to 2006, but we report out all development activities since 2012. And he's created a web page and also a mapping system that can show you where all the development has been happening in the city over the past several years. It was a very huge undertaking. It has been released to the public, and I'll show you on a later slide, I believe, the link that you can click to find this information. Also, again, the Exchange at Beverly Gray was rebranded. So it was previously the Beverly Gray Business Exchange. Now it's the Exchange at Beverly Gray. And the new executive director there, Derek Parsons, is doing an amazing job. We work really closely with him as the city provides some funding for the Beverly Gray Business Exchange. So we work really hand in hand when it comes to small business activities. And Derek has come up with an amazing new strategy. And at this point, we're looking at implementing that strategy. So that's what we've been working on with that. The Downtown Revitalization Initiative, back in the fall, our department, myself, Alex, Trevor, and Kathy applied for a grant from the state for $10 million to benefit the Broadway Fillmore neighborhood. And we were awarded that $10 million grant. So this program isn't just a straight $10 million award. Thank you for the clapping. It's not just a straight $10 million award to the city of Buffalo to do with it whatever they please. There's a very community focused aspect to receiving the funding. So a local planning committee has been formed, which is residents of the city of Buffalo, stakeholders in the Broadway Fillmore neighborhood, small businesses. So there's about 15 people on this local planning committee. And in the coming months, there's going to be a call for projects. So we've outlined a certain type of project that we think would be most beneficial to the Broadway Fillmore neighborhood. And this all came from community engagement. So now the community, as well as the city, as well as stakeholders, as well as residents, they can all submit projects and receive funding to get these projects completed. So it's really exciting. It's a very heavy process and it's a quick process. I think they're looking to wrap the entire process up. And when I say that, I mean select all the projects that will be completed, and those projects have to be completed within 2 years, but they're looking to make the selection process final by July. So things are moving very, very quickly. We just started in February with the whole local planning committee engagement. So it's been very busy with that. I did want to put a plug in for Easter at the Broadway Market. I know Kathy would appreciate that. One of the plans we have for the $10 million is to ask for funding to make some pretty substantial changes to the market, specifically the interior. There are vendors who have been there for a very long time, and we've also lost vendors due to not having a lot of people circulating within the market, and it has a lot to do with the condition of the building, conditions of the interior, and just it not feeling welcoming. We're going to be making some substantial changes over the coming years, but in the more recent future, we're planning on requesting some of that $10 million funding to make significant improvements for the vendors that are there now, who kind of hung on through the pandemic and stuck with us, and who are doing really great things for the community. So hopefully you'll all patronize the Broadway Market over the Easter season and get your butter lambs. That's what they're called, butter lambs. Okay. So last year, we released an RFP to sell the Mohawk ramp. We selected a developer for that. It's Douglas Development Company, who will be doing the rehabilitation of the ramp. But it's not just, keeping the parking ramp and rehabbing it and making it look nicer. He'll be adding over 600 units of housing, and it's going to be a mix of market rate and affordable housing, which is phenomenal. We're looking at pushing this forward to get it started as quickly as possible, because number one, the need for affordable housing is great, but also the desire for change downtown. The plans that he has really create walkability, vibrancy, public safety, multimodal, multiple modes of transportation. So it really hits on all of the mayor's objectives. So the sooner that we can get this project going, the sooner you'll see some substantial change to the way downtown feels, and it'll actually spearhead some other projects that we have coming down the line as well. Oz mentioned the ARP funding that we got. And so our team has been working really closely with the planning department on the affordable housing fund planning. So that is basically planning how we're going to get this money deployed into the community for the creation of affordable housing. There were some focus groups that we held with the community to try and determine the best way to get the money out. We're doing the same thing on the workforce training and wraparound services fund planning. So we're working with actually Oz on that as well. Better Buffalo Funds round 5 application closed, but some of my staff on my team are working really closely with ESD on the selection process for those projects. And then it was mentioned the Mayor's Summer Youth Program. We always participate. We hire summer youth in our department to give them a flavor for economic development and to really introduce them to what we do on our side and to give them some job experience and help them to make some connections that will help them in the future. And we're planning to have our own summer interns this year. We haven't done this in quite a while. With COVID, it was really tricky, but we do want to hire 2 graduate summer students to work directly with our finance department and development, and also with economic development staff as well, giving them experience, exposure, and just helping them to have a more well-rounded education in their graduate years. So the tax incentives, grants, and financing that we work together with other organizations to provide. I've listed them here, but I've also listed our website. So on the Office of Strategic Planning website, there's a link to all of these different incentive tools. These are mainly for commercial development. Some of them will apply to, smaller projects, but most of them apply to larger projects. But these are the types of incentives that you can find if you know anyone, or if you yourself are doing a development project. These are the types of pieces that you would kind of put into your capital stack to kind of make your projects work. And we work really closely again with larger, smaller developers in trying to find the right fit for these different incentive tools that the city offers. In terms of financing, we work really closely. So the city doesn't finance any deals per se, but we work really closely with city partners, specifically, and in the more recent past, LISC has been really close to us in terms of looking at the different products that they have and trying to assist developers to be able to kind of borrow the money that they need to get their projects completed. Another similar organization is the Community Preservation Corporation. One of the reasons we've been working so closely with LISC and CPC is because our department has been very, very focused as of late on developing the development within the Black community. There's a huge need, I think, for development on the east side, but there's also a need for bridging the racial wealth gap. And part of our strategy in doing that is exposing citizens and residents in the community to development opportunities. And we need to be able to arm them with the financing that they need to make their projects work, even if they're smaller projects. Which sometimes can be a lot more difficult, and specifically on the east side is very, very difficult. So we've been working closely with these 2 organizations because they have programs and products that are specifically geared towards minority developers. And then, of course, we have very strong relationships with conventional community lending partners. So essentially the banks that have programs that are really focused on community lending. We've been working really closely on our small business initiatives with SBDC and also WEDI. So we'll just continue those partnerships. I mean, if anybody, they offer financing for small business needs as well. So we usually refer people in that direction. And also I mentioned Beverly Gray Business Exchange, which I'll tell you more about in a second. Again, all this information is available on our website. And if you guys have questions, I'm happy to answer them. I just wanted to show a screen of, you know, the numerous business partners that we work with. They're probably not all listed here. This list is a little bit dated, but we do work really closely with all of these organizations. These are resources that we frequently refer, you know, businesses, developers, anyone that we come across where, you know, there could be a relationship formed. We're consistently working with these city partners to get things done in the city. So this is a bit of the rebranding of the exchange at Beverly Gray. So previously, you know, they didn't really have the incubator and accelerator type piece to what they offered to the community, to the small business community. And that's one of the major things that was added in terms of their strategy. The mentorship and coaching as well is something that's slightly new. I think we always did some elements of technical assistance when assisting small businesses, but this mentorship and coaching piece is actually going to take things a little bit further and really help our small businesses grow. Workshops and classes has always been a thing. We've always been, you know, holding workshops and classes that would be beneficial based on what we were hearing from the small business community. And we also assist with MWBE certification. That process can sometimes be daunting. So we are a resource for that. And then funding. So Beverly Gray Business Exchange does not actually provide funding, but they do have contacts, they have resources that they can refer you to, and they can also help you to walk through the funding process if you need that type of assistance as a small business. So this is where I'm going to invite, and so I've got Nkosi Ellen and also Haley Whitney on the call. They're both from the city's planning department, and the city's planning department has begun a planning process called Envision Neighborhoods. I'll let them speak to that. I wanted to just take this opportunity to put the dates out there, even though this isn't really a development initiative, but because we all work so closely together and we've heard from the community that they like to hear things well in advance of when it's happening, I just hope that you all will share this information that you're about to receive on Envision Neighborhoods. I don't know if it's going to be Haley or Nkosi, but one of you guys can take over at this time.
Hi, everyone. Haley, do you want me to take over or do you want to take over too?
You can just do it, Nkosi.
Yeah, I'll just go forward then. Well, hello, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Lisa, for the introduction and also for the presentation. Really appreciate it. So the Mayor's Office of Strategic Planning, we are doing part of our Envision Neighborhood process initiative. So this is going on this is going to be an ongoing process. We're starting our major community engagement this spring. We're going to be having events either once or twice a week, as you can see from the schedule, and we will be continuing this process forward for the years to come. This initiative is mostly for us to be able to engage with residents as much as there are several of us new planners here, and we would like to build our relationship with the local community members and our local residents so they understand and also find out the priorities in the neighborhood, so that way any future city goals and plans, as Lisa mentioned earlier, with the ARP, with the American Rescue Plan funding and all these other unprecedented sources of funding coming into the city, we want to make sure that what we are planning in our goals and in future plans that do happen, we keep the community in mind. We do that bottom top approach to make sure that we don't just give a plan and it's not what the community needs at that moment. So if anybody has any other questions, please visit our website. It's right there in the corner on the upper right. And these dates here are all our community events going forward. For the schedule, this will be rotating. So these meetings are going to be in open house style. They're at 6 to 7:30 p.m. Please feel free to join. Also on our website, there's also a survey. So if you can please fill that out and spread the word to your friends, families, neighbors. And it's going to be, it's really, and that's really going to be a great event. Please come out. We had fun last time with our first one at the MLK. MLK Park in the Science Museum. Our next one is, we have 2 next week, so that's going to be the Broadway Market, and then, which is March 17th, and then the following Thursday, March 17th, at the Dorothy J. Cooler Community Center. So if you have the time to step out and come through, please, we really appreciate it, and we'll love to hear your feedback.
Thank you so much, Nkosi. I don't know if anyone has questions on that, but that's really the end of my presentation. If anyone has questions of myself or any of the staff on my team, all of their contact information is here. And I mean, I'm happy to answer questions now if anyone has anything.
Sorry, Lisa, thank you very much. A lot of great information. And I think you are our first speaker that when they do the presentation, I can see you in the presentation. I've never seen that happen before.
I don't know how I did it. I'm not familiar with WebEx at all, so I was struggling. I couldn't get myself off mute.
Oh, no, you're good.
No, I added myself, so.
I do have a question, probably more a citizen-centric kind of question. A lot of activities that you're doing, a lot of things in terms of development. And I think from the wide array of things that you've shown, really speaks to the gambit, from broadband to what's going on in neighborhoods to a whole host of different things. Is there a point in time, and I know you're going to be working with our department and also with the planners as well, in terms of how can citizens access not just you, but have input on some of those particular projects that are there? I know you do, because you've constantly talked to me about, hey, can we talk to this person and that person or whatever, but there's a list of a wider, and I know you are always soliciting input, you know, what is really the best way? Obviously they can call you, right? But from time to time, are you soliciting community members for feedback or some kind of thing that way?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, for pretty much everything we work on, I'll just go back to the list of things here. For pretty much everything we work on at the city, we try to base it on what we hear from the community. So, you know, the broadband study that we put out was based upon feedback from the community. And, you know, the way that we do that is we hold community engagement meetings, similar to what Nkosi was talking about. And the way that I think that, you know, residents can have their voice heard, I mean, right now, or sorry, let me just go back to the broadband study. We actually put out a call, and I think when I spoke about a year ago, you helped us, Oz, to get the word out. We put out a call to the community because there was a survey that needed to be completed, which really informed the results of the broadband study. It was like, we can look at the infrastructure that's available in the city. We can look at, you know, how many people subscribe to certain ISP providers, but we need to actually hear, like, from residents in the city, what are your issues with broadband? What do you see as the top issue with broadband? Why don't you have 5G? Do you not want 5G? You know, really specific questions. So we put the survey out, and we pushed and pushed and pushed. We had the Department of Public Works put a little insert inside the user fee bills. We had, you know, QR codes for people to quickly go in, and we didn't get a ton of response. It was really actually disappointing. We did get some good response, but we didn't get enough, you know, and we actually extended the deadline just to see if we could push a little more. We went out to Trevor and his team, one of my staff and his team. We actually took the summer youth out. They went to different events in the city that were happening, handed out flyers, explained what we were doing. So my point being, we always try to engage the community because we never want to put out a product. Number one, we're spending money to do this study. We don't want to spend the city's money and we haven't received feedback from the community that informs the product that comes at the end. Same with the resiliency study. You know, Buffalo Business Forward is our means of communicating with small businesses on a larger level, but we're a very accessible team. And I can say that with certainty because our phones are constantly ringing off the hook. And we get a lot of email correspondence from people that just have questions. So, you know, we're accessible to the community. We like to hear from them. We like to hear feedback. And again, you know, you know, Oz, you know, if we're thinking about doing something, I always reach out to you because you are the person who knows all the people. And I'm like, who should we be talking to help inform what we're looking to do, you know? And it's always something different, but just another plug for this. Oop. Okay, where did it go? You know what? I'm done. I'm not going to share this anymore.
It's okay.
I just wanted to say though, try and make it out to those community planning meetings that Nkosi was talking about, because those engagements are going to inform the next steps for the city. Like, it's going to inform where housing goes first. It's going to inform what street infrastructure gets fixed first. It's going to inform how we prioritize all of our planning activities over the next several years. And I mean, they're going to continue to engage. You know, this isn't your only chance, but the more that the community participates and lets us hear what you need is the more we can do what you want.
Thank you, Lisa. And I'm very familiar with Nkosi and the things, and Haley, especially familiar with them too. But we're going to have them come on our block chat and talk a little more about the Envision Buffalo and the things that they were doing too. And so be able to share that information. Again, thank you, Lisa. Appreciate you. You know, continue to do the work. And I know residents here are available any kind of way that you want to talk to them, poke and prod, and all of those different things. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Of course, thank you.
Hey, Debbie.
Oh, I had to find the unmute. Hey, how y'all doing?
I don't know, you were going to do some kind of special thing the way Lisa did.
No, are you kidding me? I'm lucky I could find mute and unmute and stop video and put it back on. It looks like it that fancy. You know, that's not me, but hi, everybody. So nice to see you all today. Just real quick, Lisa, Board of Block Clubs. You can send us anything you have and we'll get it out to the, you know, to the groups, to the people. You know, you can always let me know if you want to pop in on a meeting, you know, and share that information. If you send me that flyer, we will get that out and we will have copies. Our meeting is this month. It is at the Old First Ward Community Center, 62 Republic Street. I hope to see you all there. Just FYI, our April meeting will be at Gloria J. Parks. It will be a crime prevention meeting where the block clubs will help Mr. Dixon, you know, relate to them what their issues are, and hopefully he can, you know, help them and incorporate crime prevention through environmental design. So we're looking forward to that. May is Block Club Month, and we will be meeting at Dash's Market. Ellen got us the upstairs. We will have a special guest, but I'm not allowed to announce it yet until I know for sure that our special guest will be there. So surprise, surprise. Once we know for sure, it'll be on the flyer, but it is Block Club Month. So if you're a block club on here, please note you should celebrate yourselves and come to that meeting in May, which will be at Dash's. In June, we will be at the Northwest Community Center on Lawn Avenue. So people, we are rocking and rolling and we're moving all over the place. July will be at Days Park. That event meeting will be sponsored by the Allentown Business Association. They invited us to come out there. So we will be there in July. And then of course, August is going to be our big community day. So that's yet to be determined as to where that will be. But August, we will be having a big community day event. And so that's going to be a lot of fun. And that's really it for that part. I'm not sure where September and October will be, but at least we're done till August. So thank you to my team. They did a great job on getting us places to have the meetings, and everybody's been so welcoming. So I thank you for that. Of course, Oz, we missed you last month. Hope you can make this month if you can. It'd be lovely to see you in person. It is in person, folks. So yay, woo woo for that. As far as everything else goes, we're really moving along. Tomorrow, Linda and I will be at Exploring More from 10 to 2. So please come out. It's an event for first responders. The cost is $6 to get in, and they're going to have all kinds of tablings and, you know, information there. So Board of Block Clubs will be in the house. So we're looking forward to that. And we've been invited to many, many community events. So that's a wonderful thing. So thank you to everybody for sharing about Board of Block Clubs and inviting us to all your table events. It's really great. That's how we can spread the word and build these block clubs one block at a time. It also helps us beautify our city as we're moving along. As I did send you an email, Miss Della is on the block chat here. So Miss Della, I did my due diligence. And we're gonna.
I'm going to follow up with Ms. Thank you for sending that to me. We're on it. We'll make sure that we make those connections with for her. And that's how it works. I appreciate those referrals. That is something that is as residents who live in the community, you have a say. And I think that's what people really want. However things go, they just want to have a say, and they don't want to be turned around. So Ms. Della, we'll be following right back up with you, okay?
Thanks,
Okay,
Oz.
thank you.
You're welcome. See, so that's how it works. So you reach out to the Board of Block Clubs and we reach out and help you as best we can. So we are so excited about the upcoming months, and our partnerships with the Division of Citizen Services is awesome. We do great things together and we help one another, and actually that's kind of where we need to be in today's world. We need to help one another and be there for each other. So let's keep building block clubs. Let's keep working together with Division of Citizen Services. Just pick up the phone today and thank the 311 operators, because I know I will when we're off this call. I do thank them anyway, and I think some of them know me by my first name now, so that's kind of embarrassing. When you pick up the phone and they recognize your voice, I'm like, oops. But, thank you, everybody. Board of Block Clubs is truly blessed to be on this block chat. And thank you for everything that you all do. Have a wonderful weekend. If it does snow, stay safe. And look, I gave you 1 minute of your time.
I know, and I'm gonna get ready to take it. So I talked to you about what the types of calls that we've had and the highest calls that we've had since we've been in this. We started in 2008 up until now. Let's put it in the chat. What is in terms of the number of calls that we've taken, the total amount of calls since we've started, since we've been in existence to now? What is the total amount of calls, that we've taken? Okay. Debbie, we do that maybe a year or two.
Listen, what can I tell you? I try.
Yeah.
All right, multiply it by the years then. How about that?
See, I just gave something away a little bit, and it's up and down. So we do, this is the total amount of calls that we've taken thus far. I'm getting ready to put it into the chat. Okay, I just got to make sure I have the right. Somebody said. See, somebody was trying to do the math.
Yep.
All right, this is the total amount of calls that we've taken. We're 2,305,000 and change. And so those are calls. We also take emails in. Emails were at the 200,000 range. And self-service, meaning that people go online, right? And they, whatever, and we're a little less than 1 million of that too. And so somebody has a raised hand. I know we're getting ready to, I thought I saw a raised hand. Oh no, people just happy for us. Thank you very much. All right. Listen, I'm sure you called, received, but cannot imagine how many block clubs complaint that are not resolved. Ms. Davis, let's hit me up. My block complaints that are issues.
Hi, sorry. I don't want to take away from the momentum or talk about the people or say anything negative about the people who receive the calls, but I just wanted to throw that out there because that is the biggest complaint that we have at our block club. And they make repeated calls to the 301 line. And some of the small issues are resolved, but the bigger issues that we've complained about for years have gone unnoticed. And that was one of the reasons why we reestablished our block club. And I don't know what suggestion you have for us to be able to get some attention to the issues that we have, or if someone can come out and talk to our block club.
Okay, let's do that. Two things. Get in contact with Debbie, and as you form that, and then invite myself if you invite myself, I'll bring my staff
Sounds
over,
good.
and we'll follow up. Which block club is that?
Norfolk Avenue Block Club #1, where the dead end near the old American Axle plant
Okay.
off of
All
East
right.
Sullivan.
So I am going to in the chat. I'm getting ready to put my email. Oh, matter of fact,
I think it's in there.
Your email is in there, sir.
Yes, it is, because I took a snapshot of it.
okay, all right. My staff will follow back up with you. But let
Sounds
me say this: the Board of Block Clubs is a great resource from Debbie to Linda. But we'll follow back up with you, and we'll make sure that myself and my staff will be out there. And then the other thing is, if I know when we know we're coming, I'll pull a list of all of the 311 calls.
Yes.
And open them, and I'll share that with you, and we can kind
Okay.
of do a little audit. Okay.
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
So thank you. Listen, have a great weekend. Be safe, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care, guys.
Take
Three
care.
one one day, everyone.
Happy
Happy
311
311
day.
day.
Everyone
You on Monday.
In the
Have a
morning,
good
Debbie.
weekend. Good to see you.
See you
Bye.
in the morning. Bye, everybody.
Have a good
Everybody.
weekend.
Hey, Debbie,
Bye.
text me that address
For what?
for the exploring movie.
Okay, I'll send it to you right now.
All right, thanks.
Bye, everyone. Have a good weekend.
Bye.